Good morning, brothers. Welcome to A Brown Bag Gentleman. My name is Scott, and today's shave is with The Club by Ariana Evans, the Club signature scent. And the razor of the day will be the Rex Envoy. So let me get washed up, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Just washed the face. You can see the wet t-shirt here. And today I'm going to show you really from the start from me adding the soap, whatever. So we get the soap sample. Of course, these come from Maggards, which supplies a lot of my samples. So we open the cap. Hope the little protective thing is stuck to the lid. But a lot of times you'll see it stuck to here. There's a protective, little papery cover on that to help seal in the soap here. And I'm going to take my clean spoon. It's been washed here before we used it, so I do that, and I kind of, with the back of the spoon, I kind of scoop out my little almond-sized little piece there. Of course, that's a big fat almond here too, but okay, yeah. And now I'm gonna put it, it's my timeless bowl, so it's gonna go in the bottom of that. I'm just squeeze it off my finger, put that spoon aside. Now I'm gonna squish it in there. Just squishing it in, that's all I'm doing. Squish that in there. A little bit all over the place. It doesn't have to be perfect or whatever, because the brush is going to kind of go all over the place anyway. So there's that. So my brush is in the sink. That's only, the water is just barely covering the top of the brush. I want a little more water. Turning on the hot in my water. So I'm going to let that fill up a little bit more. Push that soap aside. Bringing up the brush. Big old honkin' AP Shave Co. brush. This is the 30 mil. This is my big brush that I have. 1, 2, squeeze. 2 shakes and a squeeze. That is the Cashmere knot. Before I put that in there, I'm just gonna run that under the water. I just put a little water in there, swirl that around. A lot of times I let it sit like that when I'm doing other things and soften up a bit. But today we're just gonna get going. So we're gonna lather that up with a little extra water I had. Now this knot is so big, it does hold quite a bit of water. But this is an Ariana Evans soap product. We know that they like water, so yeah, we're gonna do that. So we're just taking a little smell of it too. Didn't smell it off the, before I go further, let's just smell it off the container. There's definitely a sweetness to it. And it's supposed to be let's cover the scent profile, which is bourbon, tobacco absolute, sandalwood, and agarwood. The bourbon comes out, not overly preponderance, anything like that, but in fact, full scent strength is not that strong. I'd probably like a 3 to a 4 at most, really. I'd probably say more like 2 to 3. That, in my mind, out of 10, that's what scent strength is to me. Out of the sample plug, it could certainly off a freshly opened full size 4-ounce container could definitely be stronger. Oh, turn the water off. That's a bit much. There we go. But this is also not vegan. It has beef tallow, goat milk, and yogurt in it. So yes, there are animal products in this soap, which I'm a fan of. Put that cap on, because as you know, the rest of the sample is going in the stack of all the other ones. It's for a giveaway. When I get enough, when I get like a baker's dozen or so, thereabouts 12 to 14-ish, then I'll have another giveaway for all those single-used samples, so I can share with you all. But let's get back to my container here of the soap, and we're going to start whipping that up. And I start with 100 swirls clockwise. That's the way I do it. We start with that. That's the first 50. Still very, very damp. Still soap in the bottom. I'm going to have you here. Another 50. Okay, it's starting to whip up a bit here now. Okay, yes, it's still very damp on the brush in it, but it's very damp in here, moisture. But it's starting to foam up along the edges here. So we knock that down. And I switched to counterclockwise at this point. It's truly, purely, it's a comfort thing. Comfortable for my wrists, so, because I'm still going to do another 150. So let's go to the next 50. Okay, this is the next 50. Now it's starting to cream up there. Look at that. See, it's the leather's building nicely now. So we're 150 swirls in with 100 more to go. So let's do another 50. Knock it down off the walls, and now let's start. Okay, yeah, it's really building up nice, that leather. See, it's building up more on the sides, that creaminess, that goodness. And I could maybe stop now, but I want that extra 50. I want that 250 swirls. I want to really have that really to where I want it to be. That's my own personal choice. So you could have stopped at 50 because you're in a hurry, you got to go. Then you do what you do. But this is what I like to do. This is what I like to show you because it's Saturday and I've got the time to take the time. So yes, another 50. There we go. That was the last 50, knocking it down here. And I am very happy with that. See, very peaky, very nice build of leather. And I'm just going to put a little quick water on my face. You can see I washed it a couple of minutes ago. There we go. Just a little pebble base of water so my face is damp when I start to apply. From the brush on the face, yeah. I'm getting that waft of scent. It's very nice. Let's see, that bourbon and wood and tobacco. Not really smelling the tobacco like, I always think of like a pipe tobacco when I see tobacco. But there is, it's a smooth scent. So there's more than just the bourbon there working, so it's working in combination. Do I like the scent? Yes, I like the scent. I would think of this more of a fall winter scent the way I like to use things, because I like more the woodsy, earthy, tobacco-y scents fall and winter. That's the way I split up what I do, because I like the variety, so I split my stuff into seasons. You could use whatever you want year round, doesn't matter. It's just the way what I like to do, so that's why I do it. And I can stop. It's like that. It's just so creamy, nice and smooth, and that brush is wonderful. So yeah, it's just putting it on. Whoops. I missed the little spots underneath the mustache hair. There we go. Don't forget that. Okay, pass 1 is with the grain. And for me, that's down on the face and up on the neck. And this razor is a dream to use. There we go. This razor is smooth, smooth, smooth. Nice. I was reading the specs on it, and the blade gap is 0.025. So it's not a huge gap. And the way the blade itself, the angle it comes down at, I'll tell you that it's just so smooth and nice. I just really enjoy using this razor. And I think I got the polish it on it too, which added price. But this thing starts at like 150, 160 bucks on the Razor Emporium website, because they're the manufacturers of the Rex razor. So on their website, you can build it by what kind of polish you want and how long a handle. I like the shorter handles, so yeah, I got the 3-inch handle because that's what I like. But some of you guys like the longer handles. The knurling is very nice, very easy to grab without being overly sharp or anything like that. It's not. There we go. Pass 1 is done. Come back to the bowl here, and there's just gobs of lather. Of course, this monstrous brush. And yeah, it's in my rotation. I mean, I got a bunch of brushes. So yeah, it gets rotated through. And there's no exact rotation. It's not like I got them lined up. I got a bin that I put them all in, and I just push everything. It goes in the back, and everything gets pushed forward as I go through them. And just kind of how it makes its way to its next use. That's the way I do it. So You might see some brushes sooner than others just because it's not a full exact rotation or anything like that. It's just kind of all bunched in there, and how it ends up in my hand from the front there somehow. Already past 2 is across the grain. So here, and of course, light touch. The weight is 106 grams, so it's a nice 100+ gram weighted razor, which I like. About 100 grams is a nice sweet spot for me. I look for that. Some are slightly less that I own, like 96 grams, whatever. But getting to that 100 gram mark is what I enjoy. I know it's going to have enough weight to carry its own. So it's carrying its own weight. Yeah, imagine that. Nice, easy, light touch. You can see, well, actually, I'll show you in a second here. But these razors are also have serial numbers on them. I forget what blade I have this because I've been using this for the week. But I'll open the cap and look it up before I post the videos, so you'll know what razor I'm using. But it's quite comfortable. Whatever it is, it's comfortable. I'm enjoying it in this razor for sure. And I just enjoy the feeling of this brush on my face. It's so smooth and nice. So yeah, I'm just adding some layers. And this, of course, it's called the pit technique. It's called painting. Just paint it on. And it adds the layers as you go over it again. It just adds another layer of soap. But it was a very usable lather, 2 layers ago. But yeah, so you guys see how nice and thick and wonderful that does, go on and lather up, and creamy, smooth, nice, extremely enjoyable soap to use. Ariana Evans soaps always bring a smile to my face when I'm using them. And this is what they call the Kaizen 2 base. So when he first came out with the Kaizen, and then he went to the Kaizen 2, and the Kaizen is a Japanese continuous improvement process, is what that is. I'm familiar with that in business. Okay, yes, very nice. Pass through here, of course, is against the grain. All right, and I'll probably just do a light little buffing pass after this. Yes, very nice. I'm not sure I told you, but this, on the Maggard's website, a 4-ounce container of this soap is $24.95. I did read, a lot of times I don't read the comments. Oops, I'm not gonna, well, actually, for my buffing pass, instead of water today, I got so much soap, I'm just gonna use some soap. There we go. But, I saw some diversity in the comments as far as the scent. Some people liked it, some people didn't like the scent, but they all comment they like the soap itself. It's such a good performer. Of course, I'm going just an extra light touch. It's just to get those last little straggler hairs, whiskers there. smooth. Oh, one spot right there. Yep, there we go. You see me go in different angles because it's in the shape of a V right here, so you got to hit the right angle to get the right whisker. Yep, there we go. And good. There we go. All right, I'm going to pause and wash up, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. Nicely, freshly washed face with a warm washcloth and cleaned up the equipment. Let a little dry off. There we go. Shines up nicely. Very, very nice razor. Really enjoy this razor. Highly recommend it. It's one of my top 5. It continues to stay in that group of my upper echelon favorite razors to use. Pricey, yeah. Well, I spent over, I think, 2 bills for that thing. But I think I got it at Christmas, so it was like $50 off because of the Christmas, sale thing going on, all that. So, yeah. So that's why I pulled the trigger to buy that at about a Christmas time a couple of years ago, I guess. But have been enjoying that razor ever since. It's just very, very nice purchase there. I really enjoy that razor. Okay, now, what I wanted to go back to is talking about the scent of this soap. Some people there was mixed reactions to the scent. Some cared for it, some didn't. Some thought it was too sweet. I don't find it too sweet. I think it's a pleasant realm of sweetness to it to take off some of the edge of the woodsy, earthy, tobacco-y, all that bourbon-y scent to it. So I think it blends well, in my opinion. But you may not like it. So what do you do about that stuff? Well, you do what I do. You go to Maggard's and you buy a sample. That was $3. Of course, plus shipping, but that sample was $3. So you go in, you buy yourself, half dozen samples or better, and you try things to see what you like. To me, this brand of soap, top notch. So was the scent one of my top all favorite scents? No, it was just middle of the road for me as far as what I appreciate. If I had a whole container, would I use it? Absolutely. It's a wonderful soap. But that's why you get a variety of scents. What do you like? So that's why I really highly recommend the samples, and I highly recommend Maggard's. I don't get a benefit that. I get no money reimbursement for that at all. I'm just telling you what I think. So yes, I do highly recommend going to Maggard's and trying some samples. See what you like before you buy the full-size container. Because those 4-ounce containers, that last a good long while. It's like, one container is going to last me shaving every 4 days out of the week, probably a good 6 months or so for a full-size container. Just to give you an example, this is a container I'm working on right now for my daily shaves that you don't see. There's probably just slightly less than half of that left for that. I'm using that up, and when that's gone, I will go to the next soap. But just wanted to throw that out for you. Definitely try samples. That's a great way to find scents you like, and to find brands that you like too. That you like the quality of their soap, and then then you can find the scent you like in those soaps. So just my little 2 cents worth there. But I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and go with God.